When you think of a city, what stands out as important to you? Is it the tourist attractions, or the large buildings and towers? Is it the landscape around the city, or the parkscape and nature that is able to be explored within the city? Maybe it's the public transit systems that exist to get people in, out, or around the city. I think that these would all be great choices. But today, we're going to be looking at a group of buildings that don't fit into any of those categories. But I think that they are just as important because they serve the needs of a growing, but also an aging city. Hey everyone, it's Gamefruitpulp and welcome back to another Minecraft Building Toronto video. Today, we are going to be looking at a really unique complex located at the eastern end of our building perimeter. The city block being showcased today is a very unique one featuring an angled streetscape and a courtyard that features a building within it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and share the video with your friends. I am now able to also have ads on my content, but I've chosen not to enable mid-roll ads to keep the viewing experience as enjoyable as possible for you all. Now, jumping into this complex, we see a group of interesting builds that were mostly built by Soul Guardian, who we previously knew as Newfoundland. They worked on this complex, I should say, for a few months near the end of 2025 and at the start of 2026. This complex always scared me as the lead on this project, and years ago, it actually played a big role in our decision not to work east on the project. I found this complex was too difficult to tackle alone at the time, and seeing how it has come to life with the masterful work of Soul is a great milestone for our project as a whole. Mike, who has also taken on a lead role in the project in the most recent year, also gave Soul a hand with this build. Mike completed the courtyard, which includes a townhouse complex and a park for the residents that live there. Now, I also have another building to showcase in this video, a modern building that isn't big enough to get its own video, but is definitely worth checking out. So be sure to stick around until the end to see what that video is, or to see what that building is as well. We're going to start at the base of Church Street, with what I would say is my least favorite part of this complex. Not that the building wasn't well done, but I just think that it's the least detailed of the bunch. But like I said in the intro, sometimes the most important parts of a city are not the flashy new buildings and tourist attractions, but are the places that are behind the scenes that help the city work in a functional way. One Church Street is a medium-high tower that serves as affordable housing with a focus on those who are terminally ill. The architecture of the building itself doesn't offer much of interest, but it serves an important purpose in the city and is captured well on our map. When we look at the mid-rise building that sits just north of this tower, we find a style of architecture that I like much more personally. There are some great details that help bring this building to life, and it is a building itself that has many different roles for many different people. The upper levels of the building serve as affordable housing for seniors, and the building also houses the offices for the City of Toronto's inspection services. This building also has a neat tunnel at ground level that gives people access to the courtyard from the esplanade, and I'll be showcasing that courtyard in more detail later in the video. As we continue east along this large building, we find the administration offices for the St. Lawrence Market, which, to be honest, I was surprised didn't sit within the St. Lawrence Market. But I guess that they wanted to maximize vendor space in that historic building and chose an office that was close to that area on the city itself, but not directly inside. Now, of course, the St. Lawrence Market is still to come on our map, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting that building done at some point this year. At the northeast corner of this block, we find a slightly higher building than the one that spans across the esplanade. I'm not sure if this is part of the same mid-rise building or if it was a separate building, but the style of the two is extremely similar. This stretch of buildings that span across the esplanade is what originally worried me when we were planning our map and where to go next. This is such a difficult building to replicate on our map because of the difficult angle at which it sits. Soul really made a very challenging building look easy, especially with how we think about the challenges that exist with building interiors in Minecraft that sit on a normal angle, never mind a building that sits on an angle such as this one. The fact that this building is such a pleasure to look at and explore on our map as a player, but also as the cinematic view that we see it in now, is a true testament to the skills that Soul has as a builder in this game. Moving now to the mid-rise residential tower on Market Street, this build was probably easier for Soul to build, but I think it's probably my favorite of the group. The block palette used is something that is unique so far on our map, and it gives us a completely different feeling than any of the other buildings in the area. This building is a cooperative housing complex that also features a daycare. I like the building so much because of the little details used to maximize space available to build the front facade. The use of the warped trapdoors is a great piece that helps make the top 2 floors look accurate and beautiful. Looking now into the courtyard of this complex, we find more purpose-built structures, this time with the leisure of the residents of this complex in mind. We find a playground area as well as some grass and landscaping that would give children a place to play and pets a comfortable place to be walked. This courtyard also features a building in the middle that we couldn't figure out. Mike, who built the entire courtyard, decided to make this building in the middle a townhouse complex because we were not sure what else it could have been. As an outside viewer of the project, the completion of this complex may not seem like a big deal because it definitely is not the most noticeable or noteworthy area of our map, or is it noticeable or noteworthy in the real-world city of Toronto. But this block represented a massive undertaking that I honestly thought would sit untouched for years, until we were left with no choice but to try and build it because the surrounding area was completely developed. I was proven wrong by our dedicated building team in this case, mostly from the hard work of Soul, with some assistance from Mike, and I couldn't be happier. The completion of this block signified a great step in closing off the eastern expansion of our map that we started in 2025 and will hopefully finish in 2026. Now at the start of the video, I promised that I would be showcasing a bonus building for those who stuck around. And this building is not going to disappoint. To find it, we travel west towards the area near the CN Tower, where we find a modern glass skyscraper that was recently completed, and helped close the gap we had on a stretch of buildings along the railway corridor. As you can all see, I'm talking about the Delta Hotel located on Lower Simcoe Street. This hotel was built in the real world with the 2 office towers that sit to the east of it, both of which I've already showcased, which is why I'm including this as an extra showcase building in this video. The tower was started by longtime builder Apache, who ultimately stopped working on the project, and so the building sat in a semi-built state for quite a while. Because of that, Mike decided to take on the project and finish it, and did a majority of the complex building, including all of the interior. This hotel features a restaurant on the main floor, conference halls, and a rooftop terrace. All these details are beautifully captured by Mike, who always does a great job recreating the buildings in Toronto. This would have been a fun one, or this is, I should say, a fun one to walk through for yourself on the server and explore the restaurants, as well as the connections that the hotel has to other parts of the entertainment district, as well as the Skywalk. Although it may not seem like it, I showcased a total of 5 unique and challenging buildings in this video. These buildings are actually a great example of why our project does not move as quickly as I think you all as viewers, but also in a way we as builders hope it would. The complexity of building on an angle and also building detailed interiors was on full display here. But I hope that the slow and meticulous building that you have seen on our project is worth the wait for quick progress across the city. That is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you did enjoy it. If you haven't done so already, be sure to check out our map for yourself on our publicly hosted Minecraft job server at BuildingTO.ca. If you are a new viewer and you enjoyed, be sure to hit that subscribe button to catch future content out on the channel, and check out the Minecraft Building Toronto playlist where you can catch up on all previous content that I've made for our project. If you're a returning viewer and you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and comment to help with the algorithm to get more members in our awesome community. And if you're looking for more ways to support the channel, you can also check out channel memberships or my Patreon page, which is linked in the description. Thank you all for taking the time to watch today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. My name is Gamefruitpulp, and this has been a Minecraft Building Toronto episode. Have a good one.